I'd now like to invite our first presenter of the session, Ms. Yang Wen-Si, to present her research on Good Children's Literature Matter, digital reading as an early intervention support for children with learning disabilities. With more than 10 years of practical experience in the field of early childhood and special needs education, Ms. Wen-Si has worked as a teacher, curriculum writer, and early interventionist. She has received a number of awards and presented various papers on early intervention and learning disabilities. Ms. Wen-Si is currently a higher degree research student in the National Institute of Education of Nanyang Technology University, Singapore. Ms. Wen-Si.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. Okay, thank you. My topic of today is Good Children's Literature Matter, digital reading as an early intervention support for children with learning disabilities. Technology is often discussed as a medium for instructional delivery because children tend to enjoy opportunities to use computers, tablets, and smartphones, and also because these devices are familiar to the contemporary parents, teachers, and professionals who are working in the early childhood and the special need area. Meanwhile, children's literature has also been affected by digitalization as there is a dramatic rise in household ownership of the smartphones, tablets, and e-book readers. Given the crucial role that children's literature has played in early intervention, this presentation introduces and describes current research status of digital reading in early childhood and special education, the digital reading routine, the potential risk, and the future research directions. Based on the evidence-based research, I hope this presentation will help parents, teachers, and other professionals to use digital reading of children's literature as an early intervention support for children with learning disabilities. Now let's look at the radical change theory of children's literature together. Radical change rooted in the belief that authors and illustrators of children's literature are influenced by the time and the place within which they write. Radical change theory was devised to explain books for children and then expanded to explain children's reading behaviors, such as reading motivation and reading engagement in relation to digital reading, with a heavy emphasis on the achievement and accountability. Teachers and parents are constantly looking for ways to increase the motivation and this engagement in reading. Motivation is the children's internal drive to achieve, while engagement is a behavior displayed that is aligned with this drive. Finding innovative ways to keep children engaged in the inclusive reading activities is even more important when attempting to close the achievement gap for children with and at risk for learning disabilities, because they may display low motivation and task persistence in schools and at home. Digital reading is one of the innovative ways to facilitate these young children with learning disabilities, learning and development. And it's easier to access by all the people online, and most of them are free of charge. Moreover, the digital age principles of interactivities, connectivity, and access are embedded in digital reading. Indicators of these principles in digital children's literature include the following indicators: graphics in new forms and formats, words and pictures reaching new level of synergy, nonlinear or non-sequential organization and format, multiple layers of meaning from a variety of perspectives, cognitively, emotionally, and physically interactive format, sophisticated presentations, abandoned connections, and unresolved storylines. All these indicators will promote more and more active engagement of young children. just as what is happening with other traditional stimulation reading activities. After experiencing the radical change theory of children's literature, now let's look at what kinds of reading adventures we can access online. Based on the research literature of the early childhood and special need education, there are 4 categories of evidence-based online digital reading resources. Number 1 is the Children's Literature Library. As we all know, the International Youth Library in Munich is the largest library in the world. However, it's not possible for every of us to go there and read the books there because either of the time or the financial restrictions. But we can access the International Children's Digital Library. It has a collection of books that represents outstanding children's literature from throughout the world. It aims to support children's language development by making the best in children's literature available online free of charge. This digital library also pursues its vision by supporting children's parents and other professionals in exploring and using the digital devices to facilitate digital reading. The second category are the most subscribed YouTube channels of children's literature. YouTube is using its online videos to encourage children to read more books, and YouTube sees children as a powerful demographic in the digital video space. Based on its report, YouTube Kids apps pulls in more than 8 million active viewers each week. Furthermore, this year, exactly this month, YouTube Kids is partnering with a group of major book publishers on a global initiative called Read Along Month. It aims at promoting digital reading. Publishers such as HarperCollins, Penguin Random House, and National Geographic Kids are collaborating on this program by creating digital children's literature toward promoting reading, like read-along videos and a series of books reviewed by and for children. Children are seeing not just static images or static text, but instead pairing them with very live pictures, and it provides context for those words. The third category is the Facebook page as a technology-enhanced learning environment for parents and professionals, including teachers, psychologists, or therapists. For example, the Children's Literature Association is a non-profit association of scholars, critics, professors, early childhood and special need higher degree students, librarians, teachers, and other institutions dedicated to the academic study of literature for children. On this Facebook group, the association's definition of children's literature includes the digital reading elements, essays, books, films, and other media created for or adopted by children and young adults around the world, past, present, and future. This is the definition they gave in contemporary children's literature. Fourth is the apps of children's literature. Book apps are primarily designed for touchscreen devices such as tablets and smartphones. Here, maybe you will ask me, what are the differences between ebooks and book apps? Ebooks can also feature hypermedia links that connect readers to a range of related digital data. But ebook also can be digital replicates of printed books. They can contain written text, imagery, and a low level of interactivity. By construct, book apps designers commonly combine conventions used in printed picture books, game design, and animated film. Book apps present a fusion of written text, visuals, audios, and interaction designs. As books As books incorporate higher level of interactivity, the reader in turn is likely to become more activity. So the children becomes the reader, become the user, not the reader. Children read ebooks, whereas they use book apps. By differentiating ebooks from book apps in this way, some clarity can be given to design and analysis of children's digital book apps. Now let's look at some current research status and on reading as an early intervention tool for supporting children with learning disabilities. Based on the early childhood and the special needs literature, this whole set of research studies can be grouped into 3 stages. Stage 1 is paper book. Through children's exploration of their home and school literacy environment, they actively construct their knowledge about reading and writing. It has been well established that children's early interactions with paper-based storybooks, papers, crayons, and pens through active literary activities such as writing, storybook reading, and identifying environmental print, for example, the signs and the labels, positively influence emergent literacy. For example, children learn about print through shared reading and the writing of words such as they have read with their parents. From the children's literature, such early home and school print experience laid the foundation blocks for the emergence of literacy skills. And this also laid the foundation for the digital reading later. Stage 2 is the e-book stage. Since 1990s, the researchers have found that children's exploration of print via digital tools, such as at that time is desktop computers, in both home and school environment, also have a positive influence on emergent literacy skills of children with learning disabilities. For example, ebooks can foster word recognitions and writing and phonological awareness. One study has shown how target children use both digital and non-digital tools for a range of reading, writing activities, such as creating signs, messages, lists, signing in, and reading stories. Children were observed to transfer their developmental knowledge of letter and sound relationship and word spacing between these tools. This illustrates that young children are capable of using both digital and non-digital tools. Since 2010, it's the stage of book apps. Due to the relatively recent release of touchscreens, iPads, and smartphones, and the increasing use of popular digital children's literature by young children, little is known about the digital reading and young children's language development. Digital reading is viewed as a potential useful learning strategy because it is highly intuitive, mobile, and the touch-based feature make the reading easier for children with disabilities. Here, I want to point out that I did a thorough literature review of this topic. However, there are only a few empirical studies who investigate the digital reading and young children with learning disabilities. Maybe because it's a quite new area and the digital reading strong related to the technological advance. Moreover, in another study, 7, 2, and 3 years old have been observed in a nursery school to competently use iPad and iPad apps for mark making and pre-writing activities. This can be explained by Piaget's perspectives. Children learn to construct knowledge through their active explorations of reading and writing. Children gadget behaviors are suggested to reflect natural constructivist children's learning. For example, in a preschool setting, researchers have shown how children use tablets for drawing and creating a range of digital stories. Children quickly learned how to use tablets with ease and were engaged and interested in these digital reading activities. Similarly, another research showed how 4- and 5-year-old children made stories using doodle and drawing apps and moving letters on the screen with their fingers to form words with a magnetic letter app. While researchers have examined the gadget use in preschool settings, even fewer studies have examined how young children are using these devices for reading and writing in a home environment. One study of 109 young children has shown a positive association between home access to digital reading and emergent literacy skills. More specifically, the research results shows that digital reading was positively related to print awareness, knowledge, and sound knowledge. So researchers claimed that digital reading may be useful to engage children in reading and writing at home. Furthermore, researchers also claim that tablets may also minimize the limitation on emergent writing activities for children with disabilities. Because touch screens do not require a high level of fine motor skills, these children can use pop-up keyboard to create more complex messages and stories they would otherwise be unable to do if they had to use paper and pencil. Therefore, touchscreen tablets may provide children with learning disabilities an alternative to express themselves and to promote their reading or writing skills. Just like a double-edged sword. In our local context, Singapore parents have positive attitudes on digital reading. In a local study, 80% of 60 parents have a positive attitude. They think their children benefit from using gadgets as they saw them becoming more IT savvy. And American researchers argue for this importance of human interaction in the creation of positive digital environment. It's likely that parents need to play a significant role in scaffolding young children's reading on tablets and for a variety of purposes, such as searching a children's literature website, typing a book review, playing a reading game, or creating a story. Therefore, examine how parents scaffold their children's reading on tablets is as essential as to examine parents scaffold their children reading with traditional books. Also, future study can examine the relationship between adult scaffolding during digital reading and the children's emergent literacy skills. More research is also required to examine the children's literature book apps so that families can be provided with clear advice on how digital reading can be best support early intervention at home. So, how gadgets and digital screens are harming your child? What does the research say? So this group of researchers, they saw the side effects of the digital reading and the use of gadgets. So a group of doctors, their research found out children below 2 years old are not recommended to use any gadgets at all. And a group of teacher researchers, they found that use this kind of gadgets without fully understand the effects and without adults scaffolding, young children tend to have social and emotional problems, tend to have problems to communicate with others in day-to-day face-to-face situation, and this leads to global developmental delay. To conclude, the positive relationship was found between digital reading in the home and school, and the children's emergent literacy skills are related to the digital reading. However, how to facilitate young children with this kind of technology and the new kind of children's literature, they're still calling for research to do the future empirical work on this area. Thank you for your attention.
Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Wen-Si. I like that even though there's a lot of negative association with young children using technology, there is a way to turn it around.